Hi everyone, it's Audrey Alison, and I just wanted to set up this intro video to thank you for your patience in the delay for the November forecasts. It's 5 days after November, so I appreciate your patience with that. For those of you who've been patient, I wanted to let you know the reason behind this is because I just made a major move. I moved across the United States and I drove, and I really had a blast, but I could not record because I averaged about 8 to 9 hours a day in the drive. And it's very draining to record the videos. I needed to reserve a lot of my energy. And when I got to my loft in Jersey City, I didn't have Wi-Fi yet. I moved, so I have to handle some things in my own life, and I appreciate your patience. Right now, I'm still setting things up in the loft. So I'm at my mother's house, the house I was born and raised in several decades ago. But what I love about the timing of this is I didn't realize I would be recording here. And what I love about this room is I always get a lot of energy when I'm home in this house. This is the room my father passed away in, and I always feel the presence of him here, and as well as other family members, but I feel like it's going to be something special. So I really appreciate the patience with getting these up. In my new space, it'll be more conducive to recording, a little more professional, and a lot more quiet and clear and clean energy is in this loft. So I'm excited to have more time and the right space to record in. My older property in Los Angeles was starting to get very invaded with lack of privacy in the area. And I was surrounded by a lot of energy that wasn't working for me anymore as a reader. And that'll change. You know, I lived in that place for 14 years, quite a long time. And it just, I can't really explain it. I know I needed a change, and this is exactly where I needed to be. So, on to your forecasts. Again, thank you for your patience, and I'm wishing you a beautiful month. And the next video you see will be shot from my new place. So I'm excited about that too. This whole transition is exciting for me. Okay, on to the forecasts, and I'll see you soon. Hi, Aquarius. Thank you for joining me for your November forecast. Although it's delayed 5 days, please watch the intro. If you fast forwarded that, I'll explain to you why I was delayed, and then tell you a little bit about the room I'm reading in. For those of you who are new to the channel, this room is very special to me, and I'll leave it at that. So watch the intro. I am using the Alchemical deck by Robert M. Place, my steadfast deck. And I am channeling like a madwoman in this room, so it'll be a good session. And you know, I really like this month for you, and I didn't really miss anything I wanted to say to each sign because my forecast started on the 9th of November, and that day is really about you because Mars is entering Aquarius. This is what Aquarius needs. Mars is action, energy, stamina, fast-paced energy, but in the first house, it's entering Aquarius for 60 days. This is your time. This only happens once every 2 years. Mars takes 2 years to get back into a sign. So this is when you want to focus on workout, health, routine. You have a lot of energy. You could be feistier than normal. The downside to Mars here is road rage, aggression, and trust me, I'm no stranger to that. When Mars enters my sign, everyone should wear a helmet, pretty much. So, yeah, there's always, you know, a negative to a transit, but if you can manage it, this works for you in a great way because once Mars triggers your sign, enters your sign, he triggers Jupiter in Libra, in the other air sign. So you have a trine now between the 1st and the 9th house where Jupiter is stationed for you. This could see Aquarians really traveling, wanting to get out of the country, wherever country you are, whatever would be foreign to you. I could see Aquarians taking the risk there, going the distance for foreign travel, also for higher certifications. The ninth house is all things spiritual. It's also philosophical. It's your political stance. It's the religion. And Mars in the first is seeing the body and the self wanting to become involved in all of that. Mars creates a lot of desire. So the sex drive is higher with Mars in the first house of body. You could also you could tend to be a little more angry, and so watch that. Watch the tone and the delivery of harsh speech. But if anything, you could see a lot of weight loss. You could see a lot of sweating and expelling old energy. I like Mars when he enters the first because I get rid of old, stuck belief systems and habits, and that's a good thing to kind of sweat that out. On the 11th of November, we have Venus transiting into the sign of Capricorn, and this is the sign directly before you, so that is the 12th house, the house of quiet, rest, dream state, psychic ability, the house of endings, the house of release. Conjunct Pluto when Venus enters Capricorn. So what does that mean? Well, Venus is money and love, having the energy to rule two signs. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So when she enters the 12th house of quiet, there's a smoothing over, and in an intense way, because Pluto's there and he is intensity. So money doesn't really apply in the 12th house unless you are a reader yourself, or perhaps a spiritual healer, having the finance in this sector to deal with your business. But I really do feel like it's about the mind state, the 12th house of psychic ability, rest, dream life, where your subconscious mind goes behind the scenes. It's a beautiful energy. You could require rest at this time. You could also be dreaming of maternal energies, the women in your life. Maybe mothers who have passed can come in when Venus goes into the 12th through dream and premonition. On the 12th of November, Mercury enters Sagittarius, and from the 12th on, it's really about this 11th house for you, Aquarius. And it's the 11th house of goals, friendships, hopes, wishes, your social clubs, groups, and organizations that you're affiliated with. Mercury is information, analysis, details, local travel, movement. Mercury the messenger, messages. In the sign of friends, hearing from friends, lots of social activity for Aquarians, because when Mercury moves into the sign of Sagittarius, that ignites Uranus and Aries, the fire trine energy. And in Uranus stationed in your third house, this is hearing from siblings, friends, local movement, travel. You are very busy, Aquarius. You're very popular in the month of November through the first week of December. A lot of calls coming in. It's also, the information you need to obtain your goals. Where are your goals? What are you trying to manifest? Mercury is the winged messenger. He's there to give you the details and information you need to get that job done, to get the goal obtained. And trining Uranus, this could happen suddenly. This is the abrupt energy. I said in another forecast, insight is like magic. It can happen when you least expect it, and like a streak of lightning. You don't need weeks to prepare for insight. Insight can come in a flash, so be patient. On the 14th of November, we have our full moon at 22 degrees of Taurus, and this is a grounding moon, super moon, in Taurus in the 4th house. And I say grounding because of the earth energy of the sign of Taurus, but it's in the 4th house, the deepest rooted sector of the astrological wheel. And this could see an ending to maybe an older home that you grew up in, a completion of a family cycle. The fourth house is the environment and putting an end to the walls around you. Some of you Aquarians are moving, are seeing a completion in the relationship to the mother, the fourth house of mom. Your foundation, I really want to say the house where you come from. Some Aquarians are selling older homes or going back to the town you were raised in and maybe finding some completions in that area. Something is illuminated here. The full moon is the culmination, whether this is the awareness of something with the mom, whether this is the environment. It's going to apply differently for every Aquarius. Please watch your ascendant and your moon sign for more details. On the 21st, the sun enters Sagittarius, conjunct Mercury in that 11th house. You're very social. Wherever the sun shines, that's the main focus. And that is in the social sector. That's friendships. That's your goals, your hopes and wishes. So a lot of Aquarians are sought after in November. And just a few days later, on the 29th, we have our new moon at 7 degrees of Sagittarius as well. New friendships, new clubs and groups and organizations that you're joining. So Mercury, the sun, and our new moon, all in the sector of Sagittarius this month. This is new goals as well, new wishes. What clubs and where do you need to connect yourself to in order to gain the new goal? For example, you might need to join new clubs, a new gym membership, or any type of club in order to meet the right people that are supposed to be in your life now. Because remember, we're starting the year of beginnings, January 1st, 2017. There's a fresh start then. And there's an even bigger fresh start, March 20th through April 20th of 2017. That's going to be the number one month in a number one year in a cardinal sign and in the first month of the astrological calendar. That is the month for absolute initiation. Big goals can be started at that time. And by the end of all of November, we have both Neptune and Chiron direct in Pisces in the second house. Watch the finances, the budget. When Neptune's direct, it's a little bit more delusional than when he's retrograde. The rose-colored glasses go back on when Neptune is direct. So keep a clear sight on the budget and how you're spending money and who owes you money, Aquarius. Who owes you dough is what I'm thinking, because you might have missed it. You might have missed a payment also if you check your statements and your credit cards and things like that. Make sure you just have a very honed in grasp on where you owe money and who owes you money. Okay, let's get to the cards and see what comes up for Aquarius for the month of November. And if you'd like to book with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. I read all through the week. My readings take now about a week to 10 days to book, but I will schedule you earlier than that. I'll get back to you earlier than that, but it's very rare now that I can accommodate people within the next couple of days. But either way, you can find me at audreyalison.com and on Facebook, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot. Been shuffling the whole reading, Aquarius. So here are your cards for the month of November. Wow, I'm starting every reading with a major arcana card, and there's generally a few of them in each reading. Talk about that electric insight. Do you remember I said things can happen in a flash of lightning? This is Uranus energy, Uranian energy. That insight can come through. The Tower is abrupt, just like Uranus, and sudden. So let's see what else comes up. And it's about change too. Okay, Seven of Swords. This combo isn't my favorite. And I'll tell you why. There could be a dismantling of a connection between an Aquarian and a friend in all of that 11th house energy due to a cunning energy. I mean, this is a manipulative card. The Seven of Swords is not my favorite card because it suggests this is something outside of yourself. Someone around you could obtain this energy. Unless this is you, Aquarius, but I don't really think so. If you're finding that you have the tendency to be a little manipulative and controlling and secretive and negative, there could be a shock ahead of you. Try to come from a place of peace and love. I know that that's so hard to do, and I fall victim to all of that myself. The first thing I'm getting is that there could be a very spiteful person around you, and since you're going through a lot of positive change, they could be jealous. Let's see what else comes up. Four of Swords, the thinker, meditation, the sage, rest, recharging. What I am feeling empathically and psychically is that there is someone around you thinking a little bit spiteful thoughts. When people compare their path to yours or others and just generally have a chip on their shoulder about what other people are gaining, measuring up to other people's successes. There is this kind of energy around Aquarius. Be selective as to who knows what about property, what you're buying, what you're selling. I would keep your business close to chest. And here's another major arcana, Judgment. Absolutely. There are eyes on the Aquarius, and I want to say karmic energy is around this. The word nemesis just came to me, and I love the word, even though it has a negative meaning, because no one likes enemies, but that kind of shit is very real in life. That's where we get the word hater from. It's the people that, if they can't have success for themselves, they certainly don't want you having it. That's this spiteful vibe here. And it might not have to be verbally projected onto you, but they're thinking it. And that is still powerful energy. I know everyone is entitled to their own spirituality, obviously, but if you do have a form of protection for yourself, whether that is ritual, prayer, whatever you're into. I take salt baths. I deal with a lot of crystals and candle work. You want to take, and prayer, you want to take means necessary to protect yourself, ask for protection. Let's see what else. Ooh, you have some sword energy. But this is about righting wrongs and fixing what is broken. The Five of Swords. It's also a little bit demanding. So, okay, you start with the Tower and you have Judgment. So two major arcana cards that are about abrupt karmic insight and a breaking of position in order to rebuild something in a more powerful way. There's no better time to have the Tower than in the last 3 months of a year of endings, because you are about restructuring right now. And trust that whoever is not thinking very positive or peaceful things about themselves or others, let the universe deal with them, because this is a karmic card, but it's also about wiping slates clean and, you know, calling upon the angels. And I am getting a lot of prayer energy. So some of you Aquarians are protecting yourself, and this message is about you already know someone is around you who might just be bitter, resentful, wishing your successes could be their own. Or if this relates to you, a facet of how you are thinking, Aquarius, you have to eliminate that. You have to focus on what you are responsible for, and don't compare yourself to others, because your path is very different. Everyone's is. We are all unique fingerprints, and not one of us is experiencing or going through the same thing. I also want to say that, and just give me a minute because it's really not me that wants to say this. It's trying to come through. Oh, so do you remember when I said earlier about money and someone owing you money? They're saying that if you're the one that forgot a debt, you know how I said this is karmic debt? Check, someone's probably thinking you owe them something as well. And it could be very literal, like you forgot to pay someone back. I would settle all debts by the end of the year. Not necessarily your credit card debt, because that's hard to do in a season's time. If you can, amazing. But if you owe someone else something and you've been putting it off, this is the time to pay them back. Don't go into the new year owing other people. Clean your slate. Clean your slate and give yourself until December 31st to sum up all of that and move forward. It'll serve everyone great. And I feel a sense of completion with Aquarians, that you might just be clipping some people out in that 11th house that's impacted because you're getting new friends. The new moon in the 11th is a new group of people, new social hangs, new clubs. You could be eliminating what no longer serves you in this relationship energy that's not too positive. And breaking positions. The Tower has two people falling from it in separate directions. So it could be time to clean the slate in the friendship department and just move on in the year of beginnings. Thanks, Aquarius. I hope this was helpful. I'm wishing you a sweet November, and remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.